Welcome again. Welcome everybody and welcome to All In All United. And it's evenings like these, we just be enjoying. We had a sit down and bask in them because the way how these seasons going, this season going especially, with the kind of ups and downs, you don't know when the next one like this go come now. You'll hope that next game we'll be able to take the momentum and the confidence from this and take it into the next game. But it's not always that. But we ain't talking about the next game, we're talking about this game, and a game, Nico, where we expected a lot more from, our Real Sociedad team that is very, very technical. Those Spanish teams are very superior with that kind of possessing the ball and that kind of quality on the ball, off the ball, moving inside spaces and, creating openings. Sevilla and Spanish teams have a reputation for doing these kind of things, and they're always history would show that the point that they used to put English teams to the sword now. But today, they play the right into our hands, Nico, and they get punished. So talk to me.
Yeah, guys, before we start reviews, I just wanna say condolences to the Larry Joseph family. The person, a great, a true local great player. I would have played with him a few times in terms of effect match and them kind of thing, and it was quality down to.
Hey, Gregory. Good night, man. I think Nicole just stick for a little bit there, but we were getting back on soon as his internet come back up, right? But I mean, what he was talking about, that was an icon. He played with the strike squad, and we really had to pay homage to a great, I didn't have any kind of personal experience with him, as Nico said. He would have been able to, he would have played football with him. Because I mean, them fellas is point men, But when you look back at the strike squad, and those fellas would have paved the way, for players who would have come after. When you talk about the likes of Kenwin Jones and fellas from that area, them fellas would have a serious impact on their footballing, knowing that men from deep south could still make it. We go get into the politics of the national team selection, but, so condolences, Yeah, Gregory, it was a good one. And I mean, 57, a real young, I find still, I mean, and sometimes it's only when you reach that age you realize how young that is now, So, I mean, massive respect to one of the great ones, man, who would have paved the way, as I said before. So I guess when Nico come back in, he will continue his tribute, right? But as I said before, going into the game, we would expect a lot more from Real Sociedad. They started the season in hot form. They were, I think, on the top of La Liga for a good couple of weeks, and then I think they just a couple of weeks ago, they would have fallen off a little bit, and I think now would have been the best time to play them. Not taking anybody for granted, Hey, Kurt, welcome, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Yeah. So, going into the game, Real Sociedad, Spanish teams, tiki-taka, they know to possess the ball properly. And when I saw how Oli set up and I saw the team sheet, my thoughts were low block, defend, and counter. But before I continue, let me just let Nico finish what you were saying about Larry.
Yeah. Definitely a true great of Trinidad and Tobago football. He gave back a lot in terms of a player and youth development. A lot of players from down on our side, Library Point, in environs more or less, he would have impacted in some way. So, so definitely condolences to his family from All in All United.
Yeah. Gregory's saying I was cautiously optimistic going into this, but we saw United playing their best. Yeah, definitely. And as I was telling the comments, Nico, we know how good Real Sociedad had started the season. They won top of La Liga for a good couple of weeks. They were playing some real good football, having the likes of Barcelona, even though Barcelona not in their best form right now.
Yeah.
They had a Real Madrid on the ropes. They had Barcelona on the ropes. Atletico Madrid, giving all these teams a good fight, and they were earning, their place in La Liga at the top of the table. In recent weeks, they would have fallen off, but that doesn't mean that the team doesn't have quality. You know, so going into the game, as Gregory was saying, you were cautiously optimistic, but I didn't expect them to play into our hands so much now.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
I agree. Because even you would have told me that, and I would have seen it too in the game, that the space that were afforded to us, that's played into our hands, and it always goes back to show that when Pep played how he played against us, he knew why. He knew why that, this team dangerous on the counter, or this team is dangerous if given space to play. And today we definitely exploited that space.
Yeah, yeah. So into the team sheet, when I saw the team sheet, I just knew for one, especially when you're knowledgeable about how Spanish teams tend to play, right? They like to possess the ball. They like to, move around the ball. They like to play the intricate football 1-2s movement. And to be honest, Real Sociedad did not disappoint. Their movement, their confidence in possession was as expected at top level, but they left spaces too much. And it's like going through the game, you saw we was getting chances, we was getting openings, and like they didn't learn. They stayed a little too true to
Right,
their philosophy and to what they, believed in.
right.
And it reminded me somewhat of the Leeds game, where you're showing me where I could exploit. You're showing you that I'm exploiting it there. And if I get more chances, I will put them away. But I believe in my philosophy and I will go ahead and play my game. And that's what
Yeah,
Sociedad did today.
yeah. I guess that philosophy similar to Abielsa. This why you can play open attacking. If you play to the opponent's hands, you play into the opponent's hands. And same as with Leeds, you're playing to United hands, and we punished you. And same with today. Today coming in terms of the team sheet, I think Bayi coming into the team. Let me say maybe early part of the season, or maybe last season. Right? Let me say early part of the season. Seeing Bayi in the team, you would have scratched your head in terms of I wonder what kind of performance I can get from Bayi today, boy. But I guess for the last few months, when he has been fit, Bayi has been putting in some very good, consistent performances. So when I saw him in the team, yeah, Kurt, I agree. So I should get at least 5 first half alone. But when I saw Bayi in the team, right, you felt a sense of calm. You felt a sense of, the defense can hold out today. You felt a sense of balance within the back four, even with Tellers in the team. Which let me say, sure would have been the preferred if you're going first choice, right? But even with Tellers in the back, together with Maguire and Bayi, and to me, it's more Bayi. You felt confidence in the back, that knowing that even if there are opportunities and players need to put their bodies on the line, that we have a player in Bayi who is not afraid to do that.
Yeah.
So he felt very confident in Bayi playing today, and knowing also that he played in Spain, he played for Villarreal for a couple of seasons, playing against a Spanish team, wouldn't be anything new to him. And I guess you saw some of Bayi's best qualities today. In the midfield, well, the midfield was the midfield. Again, seeing Fred in the midfield for the last couple of games, I was scratching my head. But again, today, as we saw that he did not a bad one. Going forward, I thought I see Marshall today, though. I thought I see Marshall today, especially not having Cavani and knowing sometimes you want that technical quality to hold up the ball and to get players into the game. I thought Marshall would have been real good today. But I guess how we played at the weekend, that Ollie would have rotated back for Greenwood, But other than that, and James coming into the team, playing on the right, yes, we know that he lacked the quality, but he was always a threat on the counter with the space behind him. I think that is his biggest asset. And I think seeing him into the team away in Europe against a Sociedad team that, yes, we know early part of the season was coming into form, but also we knew that we had to rotate. So James coming in wasn't a big surprise.
Yeah. On the point about Martial, I really thought he would have started as well, but Oli did talk about him carrying a knock now. So, and then too, we don't know how long Cavani will be out for. So you don't want to risk him to play this game. I mean, from the start, you don't know to what extent that not impacting him. And then you don't have him for the Newcastle game if Cavani don't recover. So it's about, I guess it's about managing the squad. And then I don't think, whether it was a last minute decision to not play Martial or it was in Ollie's mind to set up like this all along. I think it worked pretty well. You talk about Daniel James. I think these are the kind of one-off games that Daniel James, his industry, his work rate, as opposed to his technical ability, because you'll want him more for, the positional, his positional sense, his energy, being able to be up and down. I mean, for large parts of the first half, we missed him. We didn't see him.
Yeah, for sure.
But I suppose in terms of a formation and a structure, he would have played his part, and these are the things that goes unnoticed most times, because once a player don't hold the ball and the 2, 4, 5 players, we don't notice them. But sometimes they have their role and they do it. And I thought Daniel James did his role, he played his role perfectly today, and he was rewarded with a goal, And as I was saying before, with Rashford, with Bruno, with Daniel James, and space, if you didn't see that coming, if you didn't see that coming, well then I don't know. It was for me
a bit naive.
Yeah, and
but it's also in hindsight, It also in hindsight, but
well, that is it. That is it, because one of the things I did say is that for this to work properly, you see, that final ball had to be pinpoint. We had to be clinical when we were getting our chances, and that was key, for any kind of success in this game. Because in the earlier part of the game, I know you talk about Bailly, Nico, but Bailly start off a little shaky. Bailly, if a better team would have punished you with a mistake, Bailly make.
Bailly alone, what would Maguire do?
Maguire and all that was saying, but Bailly was the one who made the first mistake that could have forced up. You know what I'm saying? So I could probably attribute that to a little bit of rustiness, but them is the mistakes you can't be making, especially if you're coming in to stake a claim, to be the first choice. But apart from that, the team sheet in hindsight was spot on.
Right.
Was it the one that I would have won going into it? Probably not. But I am glad that the likes of James, even Fred, you talk about Fred, who was poor last couple of weeks. He came into there and he did himself a lot of good.
Exactly.
Rashford, probably might talk about him a little more later on. But after that first half, I was wondering what kind of second half he was going to get. Watch me, the man put his head down and the man play football earlier. You know what I'm saying? So I was very happy that Rashford was rewarded with a goal for his hard work today. And well, what we gonna say about Bruno, boy?
Boy, nah, you have enough to say, boy.
No, just got some comments here before you. All right. Hey, Rudy, welcome, man. He said we had to be careful.
Good night.
He said we had to be careful because that Chelsea game is only 2 or 3 days after the second leg. Yeah. So he's saying so glad we wrapped it up today, definitely. But we still can't take Real Sociedad for granted,
So if we going into the first reams, I thought as you would have said, we started off a bit shaky. Bailly era, Maguire era, and we could have been punished, if we were a more clinical team. Should have been in the first few minutes of the game, we could have been behind. And also for the first few minutes of the game, we could have went ahead, because Rashford had a glorious chance in the first few minutes that, to me, he should have taken, right? So unfortunately, he didn't take that chance. And then, bam, come again, that Sociedad could have come and scored the other chance. So, and at that point, you thinking that like this game could end up like as you would have said, a 6-5, But after that, I think we settled. I think both teams settled after that. We created a few chances. Rashford again would have gotten another chance that he would not have taken. Sociedad would have gotten few chances, nothing much to talk about. What I saw a lot of today, especially in the first half, I like how we pressed. I think we pressed as a team. I think Sociedad backline, because we knew they wanted to play from behind. They were always rushed. They were always rushed because our pressing was strategic. You know, it was now one-man press. And that definitely today was, especially for the first half, even for the second half also. But for the first half, I think our press was excellent. And then again, as you would have said, Bruno goal, you know, and again, it came from nothing. It came from a ball over the top. Keeper misjudged, right? Two players clashing into each other, goalkeeper and keeper. And Bruno had the, you know, the privilege just to more or less stroke the ball into the back of the net. But it's not only stroking the ball into the back of the net, you saw the composure.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw the composure in him taking that shot, you know, to score. Because somebody else could have rushed it, somebody else, you know, and to me, when Bruno got that chance, you felt like goal. Even before he kicked the ball, you felt like goal. If it was somebody else, it'd be hoping the score. You know, so I didn't feel that hope that we score by the time Bruno, that chance fell to Bruno. Again, that was the perfect person for it to fall to at that time. I think that started us off well.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some comments, but before I get the comments, right? It's a comment, it's a statement I made. I think it's the last review, and I was saying sometimes you just need that bit of luck, right? Because if I honest with you, that pass that Rashford played into Bruno, right? It was a good pass, but it was readable, and you could have seen that the defenders had read it, but it had some confusion with the defense and the goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? And another day, that was getting cut off and cleared. Yeah. But the bit of luck that we needed and we got today was the fact that one defender took out the next defender and took out the goalkeeper, and Bruno just, as you said before, with the composure, he gets back off, let them clear up each other, and he had an empty goal to slot the ball in. So sometimes that is the kind of luck I was talking about the last time with the review, because on another day, the defender who came, he could have cleared it out because he made the right decision to come at it, but he cleared the player instead, you know? So sometimes they really need that kind of luck.
But the thing about luck is, right? Luck is preparation meeting opportunity, right?
Correct.
So what that would have been, we have been creating chances even before.
Correct.
So we're knocking on the door. To me, Rashford should have scored at least 2 goals even before that chance. So we was knocking on the door, and then everything would have lined up now, right? Because we were creating the opportunities, right? And we were prepared, you know, to take that chance at that time. So I think I would have said yes, it's luck, but it's also preparation meeting opportunity at that point.
Yeah. Kurt saying Sociedad is gonna come back hard. That'll come real hard, and I hope we do, you know, like what we do against Astana, we play at under 21 and under 16. But I think all in learn the lesson, you know. Hey, Simeon, welcome, man. He's saying Bruno eats Daniel James. Good day, but I ain't mine.
I understand that one though. Good day, but I ain't mine. I don't know if it's for I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If it's for the goal that Daniel James would have set up for Bruno, second half, I'm not sure.
Yes, Simeon. So clear that up for me. Januzaj looked good. Hey, you know, I was telling Nico that during the game, he looked confident. I don't know if he had a point of view.
I find he looked normal.
I find he looked decent on the ball, man. You know. Rudy saying I used to always watch Fred and McTominay in particular as CDMs. Maybe they're sometimes because they're real fluid and make good decisions as sometimes maybe we should consider investing in a proper DM this summer. I always thought we had that area stacked. Yeah, we always knew we wanted a defensive midfielder.
Yeah. And I tell you today, imagine we get a Neves in that midfield. A Neves from Wolves, if we get Neves in that midfield, with that Portuguese connection, how much chaos we could create, you know, because he has an active score, he have quality in passing, he could defend, you know, and he had the energy to work that midfield. I think if you get a player like that in that team, and honestly, I believe at this moment, McTominay is really coming into a piece of form. You know, I think if you have a player like a Neves next to him, I know Reams have a question marks over it, but if McTominay have a player like Neves next to him, we can unleash McTominay on the next level. I believe that.
Well, let me clarify what my problems are, right? Not Neves, because I was talking about Neves long time, right? But it's McTominay, because I don't want to just jump on a bandwagon And fellas, we talk about Fred, we heavy down Fred last game and watch today. So they must think about this team. Them fellas inconsistent by. I'm gonna get some comments, right? Kurt saying Fred was a tailor today, yeah.
Yeah, we check that. Yeah, how we check that pass? Real good.
Yeah. Right. Simeon saying Bruno eat. Oh, he said Bruno eat James food. Anyhow it come, we taking it by Simeon, boy. Anyhow it come. All right. Is that Sociedad?
Nah,
I don't mind.
Don't do that because the man make 2 good saves before. The man make
for real. The 2 Rashford
saves from Rashford. Yeah, especially the second one. What to me, yes, Rashford should have finished, but the keeper still had to save. You know, so I think you were just overwhelmed. You know, it was just too much. You know, over and over that at some point, you know, you'd have break down the door.
Hey, Christopher, man, welcome. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Good night.
There's a good review. We win 4-0. Like the video now, man. I only seen 2 likes. Come on. Kurt saying Scott in a different level indeed.
Read my question back over that, but I think it's the level of improvement, Reams. I think for me, I seen qualities of a decent central midfielder. I seen qualities of that, you know. And I don't think of recent I don't want to, and Pogba here and Pogba in the same bracket, right? But even in comparison to Fred or maybe some of the other midfielders we had even before, I think he has proven to be a notch above a lot of them. But anyway.
Yeah, nah. As I said before, today McTominay gonna have a real good game. Then against Newcastle, we're gonna be talking different. And there's the problem with these fellas. Too much inconsistency.
But I find McTominay has been a consistent one. Maybe consistently poor, but consistent.
No, but here this. And
right? I like in his game at the moment.
Right. So there's something I want to bring up. And I don't know if it's a mentality thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you see, Fred and McTominay are having an issue with sometimes with the lane passing. We did something we holding the ball too long. The passing decisions, right? Today, both Fred and McTominay was guilty. Yeah. It had a play in the first half. McTominay was on the run. You understand what I'm saying? We have a breakaway. Rashford come and he pull and he call for the ball. That was a simple slip for Rashford. You understand what I'm saying? McTominay decided to cut back and get fouled. Mm-hmm. You kill the play, you kill the break, and the whole Sociedad team was able to recover and set back up the system. Second half, right? Fred get the ball. Bruno waiting for the ball. I think Marcel make a touched him. A simple touch over to Bruno. Fred had to try to hold on to the ball and win a foul. What you winning a foul for?
I remember that one. You could have played the ball.
Play the ball.
Again, to memory something, anything that's happened quicker. We might see it in slow motion because
no.
I say this. Sometimes oh God, and I hear you. Remember, yes, because I saw the play and I saw that's the plate forward, right? And then like he wait for the contact now. And to me, yes, he should have played the ball. But sometimes that's the idea. Sometimes a man coming behind you does naturally force you to protect the ball now.
Yeah, but you see, you wasn't playing with your back toward your goal. So then we're trying to protect a simple pass off, and that's the kind of quick thinking.
I agree 100%.
And that's what the Man Cities just do. Yeah. You don't need to win a foul there. Your back not toward your goal. Yeah. So you play up the ball, and similarly with McTominay in the first half, and these are the kind of moments where I just watch and I say, hey, this is where they separate the 5-0s from the 2-0s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So this is where I'll be watching top quality midfielders and I'll be watching we midfield and I'll be saying, hey, listen, there's the difference right here. These moments, you know, you go tread one ball through to Rashford and you get a goal. All right, no problem. But these is the ones where I want to see we be thinking a little faster. You know, we are a little more intricate and that's where they separate the good from the best, you know. So there's what I want to see from we. I guess got some comments here. Kurt saying Scott in a different level. I think I read that one already. I want to fight down Scott because Scott.
No, don't fight Scott. Don't fight Scott. Don't fight.
He has been improving, but before, I guess we're accustomed to levels now, boy. Them fellas them still a little basic now, boy. But I ain't gonna fight them down. Simeon saying, looked like James was pushing the ball to himself, and it was a little surprise when Bruno came across and took the shot. Do you know that remind me of? You remember when we played Sheffield United
Yeah.
and the ball, Bruno played the ball to Marcel and Marcel pushed it to take it, but then Rashford come and get it and score. It
Right.
just happened, but what's the goal score? That all that matter.
Yeah.
You know? Because saying if we need another Portuguese, I like Neto. Neto real decent. Neto real decent. Neto very bad. You know? Could say Neves or Moutinho. Moutinho too old. Neves is only 22 or something. You know? Could say in Ream, Scotty passing improve. Yeah, it's improved. I don't have issue with that. But come on, man, we were better.
Oh gosh, we can't get everything one time. We can't get everything one time. Right?
Christopher saying agreed. Max Sauce is a good CM. His best contributions have been attacking plays. Yeah. But Ochma, earlier, let me maintain the level, right? Because we've been so bad in the midfield that them McTominay becoming the level.
But I was saying we have been so bad, right? Because let me say, even if Pogba wasn't injured, you started to see that Oli started to pair Pogba and McTominay together. You know, because he would have definitely, Oli would have seen that McTominay would have helped to bring out the best of Pogba.
Yeah. No, I agree. Rudy saying Scott have a lots of grit. Only Bruno could rival his mentality. Yeah. I could agree with that.
Yeah, I think Rashford have also a mentality, but there's sometimes the final product, and decision making does kind of skew that whole thing. But I think Rashford has a mentality also. But definitely Scott had a big belief.
Kurt saying, yeah, Rudy, I agree with you. It's only him and Bruno does motion the players to get on with it. And Kurt saying, Reem, you're greedy or what? You can't get everybody. I never say where everybody, All I'm saying, if I want to see them levels, and I mentioned two instances where I show you where where Fred and McTominay had to up that game. You know what I'm saying? And it have something I want to point on today, Nico. I know I don't want to go over the place, but that's something I want to note today. Rashford had two, some people mightn't call it sitters, right? But Rashford had two clear-cut chances that he threw away, right? But you know what was the key today? The fact that wasn't the only two chances he had the whole game.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that we've been having. We don't create, and I talked about it against the West Brom, we don't create enough chances for forward players. When you go back and you look at the likes of Man City, Liverpool, when you check how much chances them fellas has missed plenty chances. And yes, they might be a little more clinical, but they have more chances to miss.
Of course.
Sometimes when you go in a game and Rashford get one chance and he miss, like all he would get for the whole game, and then we coming down after the game and heavy and down Rashford. Oh no! Yeah, man.
We know what you mean.
So Rashford today, in another day, if that was the only two chances that we had created for Rashford, we would have been here slating Rashford for not being able to power away chances.
Yeah.
Now, we want him to be more clinical. We want him to power away those chances because those are what chances that he was supposed to put away. Right. But at the end of the day, I can't come and complain with Rashford when he had other chances where we see now he was able to put away chances. He get chances, he score. And not only that, he was able to put balls on a platter for other players to benefit as well. And that is what I want to see. I want to see where my team, even if my striker miss a chance, even if Cavani, Greenwood, Rashford, Marcel miss a chance, be that sitter, that they're able to what's the word you use when you to recover and show, well, to recompense, whoever the word is. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point. We need to create chances for we attackers.
What do you think about that, right, Reams? I remember not every game would be like that. As much as we like every game to be like that, right? Because even if you look at Man City, right? Even if you look at Liverpool, how much chances they created when they played against us? Not much, right? And to me, when you get chances like what Rashford have gotten today, more clinical strikers, right? That we say would have taken that chances, and that to me is what would separate a championship team from a second or a third place team. You know, because you get players like Lewandowski, you get players like you say Aguero when he's form. You know, we want to reach the Messi and that level. But to me, those chances are what define championship winning teams, because there would be games when the chances would be very limited, and the half chance is where you want to turn into a goal.
Right, but and I don't disagree with that, you know. But my point is, right, on a regular basis, we don't provide enough chances for our strikers. So when they miss, when your striker or your attacking players only getting one chance a game, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we want them to be clinical. Yes, we want them to be at the levels, but one chance. You talk about Messi. I remember at some game about a week ago, Messi missed about 3. And we're talking about clear-cut chances that you'd expect Lionel Messi at his level to put away, but Messi, he missed, right? But that wasn't the end of it, because Messi, I think, came and he scored a hat-trick that game. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you that we want to ensure, that we create opportunity. We want to ensure that the players take the chances. At the same time, them fellas and them had to get chances to score at the same time, you know? Let me just get some comments here before we move on. Rudy saying, how about Wilfred and Didi in that midfield and Rafinha as an alternative in right wing? Not bad shout at all. Not bad shout. I guess we just need quality. We need more quality. Yes, them fellas and them. Yes, McTominay and Fred showing, improvement. But the jury's still out if we want to be a top team with them in the midfield.
Agreed.
Christopher saying to me, Fred and Maxos are decent squad players. You always need a Nicky, but exactly, I'm a point I'm making. To consistently win trophies, we need. That is exactly well said, Christopher. Kurt saying, I agree with you, Reem. We do come down hard on him. He has improved his assist ratio also. Nice. All we strikers. We need to provide for them and then commit. Dian, thanks for joining.
Dian, good night.
When Eric plays, it frees up the midfield. Look at how great Fred was. Fantastic pass to Rashford. Yeah, I think earlier we all know what Bailly does offer and what Bailly does bring when he's playing, but Bailly is unreliable, and that's just a fact.
I think not only that, I think you see that ball at the Lindelof does play over the top. I think also that is what's separating him and Bailly. To me, Bailly defensively is better. All he knows, the whole world know, right? That Bailly is defensively better. But Lindelof have an outlet ball that has created goals for us this season. And I think for me, that is what has placed Lindelof slightly ahead of Bailly. You see that outlet ball that Lindelof has? I think that kind of separating him from Bailly at the moment. But in terms of defensively, I think everybody who will know Bailly is a better defender.
Yeah. Christopher saying it's about levels. Yes, Rashford played well, but if Mbappe had those chances, he'd probably have scored a hat-trick. Rashi had to work on his end product. Yeah, fully agree with you. You see that goal, the first goal Mbappe scored against Barca?
Yeah, of course.
I don't even know if Rashford played that way. Simeon saying Real Sociedad didn't do their homework. You can't give our finishers that much room, even if we're ahead. And I think we talked about it earlier in the review, Simeon. You remember that Leeds game? They believe in what they're doing, and they will prefer go down with the ship sinking than change. That's what it appeared to me as, you know? Could say with Palestri and Ahmad and Chong for right-wing options, do we still need Sancho?
I think Palestri said to prove himself, right? He went out on loan. So he had to prove himself there. Ahmad, I think definitely he has talent, he has potential. So what developing to do. Chong, I'm not sure if Chong much of a career at United. So still if we need Sancho, maybe not. Maybe not, because Greenwood is doing a job. I think Greenwood is learning his role in that position. I think Greenwood is a threat in that position. Also with Ahmad coming into the equation also, I think even as an 18-year-old, let me say he'll be 19, which is Greenwood age at the moment, and he has a lot of physical development to do with the technical quality he has, I think could be sufficient cover for the right-hand side. So maybe not a Sancho, maybe a a world-class midfielder or a world-class centre-back.
I agree with Kenton. Thanks for joining. I agree with this.
Yeah.
If I'll watch that game, we had to start to watch a little more football earlier. We had to stop watching Man United alone. I know they're busy, right? But I'll watch some more football now. I'll watch the levels outside of Man United now. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is we will spend money on Sancho and those strengthening midfield or those strengthening centre back.
I ain't saying those strengthening midfield or those strengthening centre back. But what I'm saying,
we wouldn't go for Sancho and leave those positions undone. To me, it would make sense. You go for Sancho and you leave your midfield and your centre back position undone.
No. I just responding to the comment that Kurt made. You know, he asking because we have this one and that one and all the options he called for me not ready. Right.
Agreed.
Do we still need Sancho? And I am saying yes, because when you look at the level, and they are talking about already the level them fellas and them will bring to the team. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes them things take a little pressure off other areas on the pitch. I ain't saying that we don't need to strengthen other areas, you know. But sometimes when you're offering an added threat somewhere else, it is take pressure off other areas of the field. But I agree that if Sancho continues to be $100 zillion, then no, we have to look elsewhere, you know. But as long as Sancho is available at the right price, then I am going for Sancho, buddy. Right? Christopher saying Maguire and Lindelof is a terrible centre-back pairing. Both decent players, but horrible together. Maguire and Bailly are much better pairing, are much better as a pairing. And centre-back effectiveness is about the right pairing. I think that's true. Right? So don't forget to like the video once you're on, right? We appreciate it. He also saying Gary Neville said it the other day. Maguire's problem is Lindelof, and Lindelof, that's well said. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take away the from Lindelof.
Yeah. No, because when we played PSG, right, was Lindelof and Anton Zebe at the back, right? And to me, that worked. To me, when Lindelof played with somebody else, he does look good. You know, he doesn't realize it on the field, but he has been so effective that you just say, well, wait now, Lindelof had a good game today. You know, but for some reason, when you hit Maguire, it's like, yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
You have said it. You have said it a few times. Maybe Maguire is the problem.
So you're saying put Diallo and Sancho on separate wings.
Yeah,
Kurt saying Haaland was a beast yesterday, boy. Haaland.
Yeah,
but I will really like to see Haaland in the Premiership because I find defenders that give Haaland a real space. You know, Haaland have a little Lukaku touch, but he really deadly too. But for me, he still had to prove himself, especially in one of the most physical leagues in the world, which is the Premiership. I'm not saying that he's not a quality striker. He's a BC pace. He has a snapshot. He's strong, but English football different, you know. Kenton saying, dog, your best form of defense is attack, right? So saying don't strengthen, but once we create more and score more, teams would sit back more.
Exactly. Our customer over that. Right? We said a few times on this show, defenses win championships and attack win your games, right?
Good rebut too, Nico. So but we are the biggest club in the world. Chelsea bringing a whole side on in a transfer period. But you see, sometimes we had to give the team the opportunity to settle and gel. So who knows? We could see that the best of that Chelsea team next season. So don't sleep on them.
But still, the style of football under who's the coach now? Tuchel?
Yeah.
Not impressed.
Could say, hey, if Haaland come United, we had to get rid of Riola.
He had to get rid of Riola.
He had to get yes. Christopher saying disagree with Kenton. We are the first team to reach 50 goals this season in the league, yet behind the leaders by 10 points. We need a solid defense first, and I think that's an agreement with Nico Point, right? He also saying Chelsea sold well and bought well. Sporting director did their work. Yeah, true. So Nicola, we continue on the game now, right?
I think second half they started better than us in the second half. I think because definitely they were behind, and they had a point to prove. Um, or even to get back into the game, maybe try to bring it back to one goal because of recent performances. With we going one, let me say we was two ahead, and let me say we go down 2-1, then we always had the propensity maybe to give in. As we have so recently, especially for the Everton game, which still hurts. So I guess they would have come out with a plan or with the energy in terms of, hey, if we get one, maybe we get two and even three. So I think they came out with that mindset. They pegged us back a bit. They created a few chances well. I think we were maybe lucky in some of the opportunities because some of the opportunities, if it fell differently, they could have scored. So lucky for us, we didn't concede. And I guess at that time, with the spaces opening up, I think honestly we are a very fit team. I think our fitness is right up there. Definitely kudos to the fitness staff. So the moment that the game started to continue and our fitness started to outgrow Sociedad's fitness, then you see more space start to open, and then you saw us just shut our stuff more. Where players like James had a field day with the amount of space he was given. You saw Rashford coming into his own. You know, being that pest he was down that left side over and over, and even the game was so open that even for the true ball from Fred, because that was, let me say, from Henderson. Henderson rolled it to Fred, and Fred had all that space to travel up the midfield with no pressure, right? And then to tread that perfect true ball. And to me, which again is testament to our fitness, testament to the hunger we had today. I think we had a hunger and a desire to continue to score and to score and to score. I think if it was under Mourinho, we'd have packed the bus after 2 goals, right? 2 goals away, right? We'd have say, well, boy, time to lock up shop. But on that only now, no 2 goals, no, we were 4 and 5 and 6. I think that's the mentality the guys had today. It could have been more, but I think I was really impressed with the mentality today. And you really saw the fitness of the team, especially in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a good point to talk about in terms of fitness, Nico, because you realize Sevilla, not Sevilla, Real Sociedad players had to pull up and thing coming in the dregs, Let me talk about Dean Henderson now, because I thought today he was very, even though, he was the least busier of the two goalkeepers. When he was called upon, he was very, very commanding. He was shouting at his defense. And now I'm not going to turn on the hair because I still believe the hair is the number one. But I think today was a very, very solid showing from Henderson. I think if I was the hair and I was sitting down in the stands watching his performance today, I know what the fans had to expect is a masterclass from me against Newcastle. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think Henderson was very, very solid. Henderson played today like he played whole season.
Agreed, and you would have known that. Yes, I'm not saying that Henderson's the number one. I'm saying that maybe he has enough form maybe to play maybe a few more games in the Premier League. They definitely don't want to throw off the balance in the back, right? They don't want to throw off the balance with your defense and your goalkeeper too often. But to me, what I like is how vocal he is. I think he doesn't get that from the hair. You don't even hear the hair. I hear Henderson balling and backing orders today. Like,
nah, they hear this talk or go to doing that now.
I never hear him. I might hear him after a goal score, but I never hear him before a goal score. So honestly, I just think that Henderson command his 18-yard area much better. He isn't afraid to come off his line. He isn't afraid to be physical, especially for corners and stuff coming out to clear and to punch. I think he has that physicality to his game. And Kurt agreeing. Again, today you saw it how he was commanding in the back. So I think he has a bright future ahead of him. How long had the patience to wait at United to be the number one? I don't know. I don't know if it is that I would say, all right, time to go back, go to Spain or to go to some other pasture and hand it up to Henderson, or if Oli would make a decision at some point. But Definitely, I like Henderson game.
All right, nice. Um, Christopher saying Hendo is my kind of keeper. He dominated the box. He was vocal, was marshalling the defenders in front of him. The hair is top class, but he's not dominant in that way. I I don't know. I don't know. I think I just see the hair remonstrating. I don't know. But Nicoletta, next point you had made, in terms of mentality that Ollie trying to, impress on the team. And it's about the whole going for it, even if we 4-0, go for the fifth one, if we 5, go for the sixth one. And it was evident today in his substitutions. You would have think it would have been, well, okay, you know what, let me give Maguire a rest, let me take off a defender, or let me show it up a little more, let me take off an attacker and put on a defender, just to show it up a little more now, because we want to keep a clean sheet. But we understand, and as a striker, only that is, the first line of defense is offense. So you would have realized that all the changes that Oli made today, bar the I think the enforced substitution message for McTominay. I think that one was more enforced than substitution itself. But all were attacking, Martial, Ahmad, and Mata. So he always wants to have his players playing on the front foot. He always wants to keep going for it. And I think that is something that we missed for the years post Sir Alex Ferguson. Where we seeing we're not going to accept a 2-0. We're not even, because even in the game against Southampton, Ollie and Carrick and them was go for 10.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good mentality to have. We want to kill teams. We want to no mercy, right? So yeah. And next thing I want to bring to you, Nico. Now it's all well and good to praise and to feel good about these kind of performances. We alluded to it earlier. Real Sociedad played into our hands. Naive or not, they played into our hands and they played the kind of football that we like to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was easy. Spacing behind, opportunities galore. We could afford to miss two sitters and still score 4. Right? Or miss 3 sitters because Daniel James missed a sitter too and still score 4. But everybody don't play us like that, Nico. And this is the problem. Let me get a comment before you respond to that. All right? Christopher saying, let's be honest, the headers only cost when he concede. Because then and going to unscore the goal.
I agree.
Good, fair point.
Yeah, and to me, that is where our transition game had to be faster because.
And let me just before you go, right? Let me just cut you there, right? That is where I want to get, because that is where Fred, the point I was making with Fred and McTominay earlier, that is where the point going. But go ahead.
Yeah, because if it is that we are so effective with space, we are so effective when teams give us space, then we have to be able to create that space. And how we will create that space is by being quicker in transition. If we get the ball and we move it faster up the field, then there's a high possibility that we can break down teams because there will be spaces open up. Because there's our strength. What we saw today was our strength. What we saw against Southampton was our strength. What we saw against Leeds was our strength, where we play as long as there is space, we will kill you with the space provided. But how it is that we are going to kill teams off otherwise, we have to be able to, who is the low block teams, we had to be able to create that space. So how we will do that is with fast transitions. So the moment you have your midfielders, taking long to play the ball forward, or even your wing backs, traveling with the ball up to the attacker to give him the ball, like he's trying to pick it up and hand it in his hand, right? Then we will struggle to break down teams. Our transitions game has to be faster. I know when Pogba is in form in terms of playing that long raking pass, something similar to what Scholes used to do. So Scholes can pick up the ball from deep and pick out Beckham or pick out Ronaldo, or whoever it is on the wing. And when they pick them out with space. So when they pick them out with space and with the pace they have, right, to move with that ball and it is create that chaos and that confusion within teams defensive. But the moment you make a team set up their back line and get a structure in place, then we will struggle because that is not our game. I know our strength.
Exactly. You could not say it better, Nico, because we are going to find more teams will set up like that because they realize it more fruitful to frustrate us. You understand? And we know that our backline has mistakes. So, and the reason why I bring it up is it's easy to get carried away with this performance, and then we go by Newcastle. Newcastle sit down with a low block, and we back at square one talking about how poor Fred is. You understand what I'm saying? How poor Wan-Bissaka is, why Shaw only crossing once. You know, it had no movement. Rashford missing sitters. Martial is now number 9. Bruno wasteful, and we'll go back to that. So it's nice to sit down and watch us annihilate teams that give us space. But more times than not, you'll encounter teams that will sit back. They'll be resolute defensively. They'll set up the defensive structure, and they will not move. They will have 2 and 3 players on Rashford. They'll have 2 and 3 players on Bruno, while Maguire passing the ball to Bailly passing the ball back to Maguire, Fred gain it, then Fred gain McTominay, then McTominay gain Shaw, then Shaw gain back Maguire, then Maguire going across to Wan-Bissaka. And before you know it, we criticizing Martial, we criticizing Rashford for not making runs. When how he could make runs when they have no space to make runs? You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is where we really need to be able to change up with football. We know that this is our first strategy. So once we see space, we exploit it. But when our team sitting back and our team going to try to frustrate, we have to be able to break that down. Because saying Oli did tell his strikers it's okay to score scrappy goals, but if you look at Rashford and Tony, they can teach each other their skill set. Rashford needs to teach Tony to blast it when he gets it, and Rashford needs to work on his silky touch like Tony. I think every one of our attacking players, Mason, Rashford, Martial, Cavani, have qualities that they could teach and learn from each other. That is my thing, you know. I mean, the beauty is diversity, eh? So everybody can't be the same and everybody can't possess all the skill set, you know. So it's all about combinations and knowing which one will fit which game and trying to make sure that them fellas and them, you know, catch some kind of form now.
We're in the same wavelength because again, that is the only how that the diversity could be effective is that everybody know each other's skill set. So you wouldn't try to play a ball for Fred hit it on the volley, right? So you're not going to Baba, or you're going close to the corner flag.
For the defender.
Or for a touch. You know, so again, it's about knowing each other's skill set and playing to each other's strengths.
Yeah. Christopher Sain was listening to Oli during a press conference, so it's not necessarily this one, right? He spoke about the growth of the team, about how they worked on the counter attacking initially, and now they're playing in a different style of breaking down teams, etc. It's a work in progress. I think the best is yet to come. Seeing the signs. Last review, we talked, you know, in depth about, you know, what they're doing in training because low block teams seem to be our Achilles heel, seem to frustrate us. And it's like you have different players playing for themselves as opposed to trying to do something cohesive or trying to execute something rehearsed against a low block. So
and then when you're not even, well, that make it even harder.
Yeah, so I mean, if you see these signs, Christopher, fair play to you. Against low blocks, I just be frightened and frustrated. You know, I mean, sometimes once we able to get a goal, you know, be it a piece of individual brilliance, you know, which would now force the opposition to have to open up, then I think that's our best form of breaking a low block. Getting a goal early, you know, I will force them to have to respond, and that's when we could be able to pick them off in different areas, you know. So, Nico, I think that brings us to the end, unless you have anything else that you want to touch on.
Maybe Ahmad debut.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think he looked sharp. I think he looked good. I think he looked quick. I think his understanding of the game, his positional awareness, his defensive work also. I saw it have defensive work in him also. His touch, silky, as Curtis said in terms of Tony. I think he has a touch similar to Tony, and even under pressure with defenders at him. I saw that play where he actually was playing through and he was dribbling through 2 and 3 players at the same time, and you saw the balance, you saw how balanced he was, you saw how mature, you saw how confident he was within that space of the challenge where the guys skate across miss, and you saw even his composure to wait, missed it, and then you saw the pace to move into the space, you saw the touch for the pass, even the quality of the pass that he lay off to Bruno, you saw quality in the pass. So I think definitely one to look at. I would have seen him play in the reserve game, but as you would always say that the reserve games is not really a true reflection of first team football. And to me, with a proper preseason and a few games under his belt, I think this guy would surprise us.
Yeah, and Oliver's always talk about exciting players, and he definitely looked like one of that. I hoping that this 4-0 lead would allow the Aloha start in the second leg. At home, So I looking forward to seeing them more minutes. Probably not start, but probably a half an hour this time. So more because that 10 minutes or 3 minutes or however long he gets had you wanting more now.
Yeah.
So so I hope. I know Oli won't go weak and you have Lee Grant and goal and all kind of thing. I know that's not gonna happen, right? But with a proper balance to give the likes of the Aloha start or more minutes, would be in order, man. Oli, I noticed when my boy Marcel come on, he had some little tackles and things today.
Yeah, but that way does Judge Marshall on all that silky stuff. No, but you have it. He bad. He look good. That's a touches today that he look real good. That's like you see what Reams like. That's what Reams like. That's what Reams like. Yeah, that's it.
but watch man. Enjoy it. The season rough. Enjoy it. We do your thing. Rough season, man. Going through the season. Just enjoy it. We. Certain I have.
All over the place.
And I do it twice, eh?
Yes.
He tell himself, this season hard, let me go and enjoy myself. Kurt saying I have to give Greenwood some credit too for his defensive work. Hey, watch me, Greenwood. What's your performance today, boy?
You see the improvement, you definitely see the effort. The effort is.
I know he was a little disappointed coming off because he don't wanted to score after he renewed his contract and thing.
Yeah, 9-0.
Hey, Junior.
Right.
Good game, fellas. Love the show. Keep it up. Yeah, buddy. Thanks much.
Hey, what's on today?
I think the draw.
Right.
And Saka come up big for them again, eh?
Not bad, boy.
Yeah. And Alba young Mr. Sitter.
Okay.
But we go see. But Nico, closing thoughts and then we wrap it up.
Newcastle the weekend, guys. I was hoping that a victory today would boost the confidence for the weekend. I think we needed it. I think we have been struggling a bit in the league. I hope this game today gave us a platform to to maybe put on a chase a Man City. Hopefully some teams will do us some good. Don't mind City in a ominous bit of form, but hopefully that at least we try to starve off the ones behind us. And really get this game will be the platform to propel us to some excellent results, starting from Newcastle the weekend.
Yeah, I expecting Newcastle to give us a harder fight from a English Premier League, kind of level. So I know for sure we're not going to see the fluid football that we saw in the first game against Newcastle, and I for sure know that we're not going to see anything that happened today against Newcastle. But I know.
You never know. Confidence is a hell of a thing.
True.
After Fred Chubal today, you know what you could do on the weekend?
No, but you see, I love the defender.
Volley, Red score a volley on the weekend, straight from a corner, volley. Right?
But no, what I mean is a lot this be dependent on how the opposition set up too now, So I would like for Newcastle to come out and try to play football against us, But I just know that English teams kind of different in terms of how they're set up against the opponents. They respect the opponents and they prefer. Remember, the league is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So they go look at the long and hey, like pick up a point against Man United. That not gonna hurt us, you know.
For sure.
So I'm interested to see with the confidence gain from today, as you would have said, how we'd fare against a rigid, you know, English team setup. You know, I'll be delighted if Newcastle come to try to play football against us. You know, Rashford got his goal. Bruno get back in the goals and you know he looked nice today. The only thing I do not want to happen is for all to say, well, hey, James had a good game today. Let me play James again. Because he do that against Leeds, and then who we play after Leeds, and the man struggle Leicester, and the man struggle. So let me not get carried away earlier. It's a games for James, you know. And I think you would have mentioned when James get minutes, he come in and he's doing and he score.
Yeah, well, I find that for regular, but regular he has some upsets regular, but it's a regular upsets.
Yeah, but it don't ever be back to back games now, but so let me know James to try it. You know. So I mean, I really hoping that we could get our league run back on because we haven't won in the last how much games, you know. So let me just hope that the confidence from this one will take us into the Newcastle game real positive, where we're seeing, you know, different tactics employed for different systems that Newcastle will come with. But at the end of the day, we are Manchester United, so we play our way. Yeah. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining again. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the shares. Don't forget we also on YouTube, so go across and give us a subscribe on that side as well. All United. And it might be difficult. We didn't think about that when we were setting up the account on YouTube, you know. But nonetheless, it's there to be found, right? So thanks again. Have a good night, everybody. See you all on Sunday evening. Let me just give Christopher the last comment here. He said the team had a show maturity and put together another winning run. All he needs to start by.
I agree with him starting by. I think we look much more solid in the back with body in the team.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.